Converting a PNG to SVG using Trace Bitmap and Inkscape. First, I need to right-click copy on the image I want and right-click paste in Inkscape. Now, before I do anything, I need to count the number of colors in my image. I have white, black, dark blue, medium blue, light blue, and yellow. So 6 colors equals 6 layers. Selecting my image, I'll go to Path and Trace Bitmap, and then I'll select Multicolor. Under the mode, I'll click Colors, check Remove Background, and my scans equals the number of colors. Click Apply. It sits right on top of my design, so I need to move it. I'll make a secondary trace, but this time I'll raise speckles. I'll move it again, ungroup both of my layers, and then separate my colors to compare them. When I double click, I can see the nodes, and hovering over the status, I can see the node count. Now these are relatively similar, 53 and 57 nodes. Now when I double click the blue, one has 900 nodes versus 150 nodes. So that's a lot of extra little detailed pieces that don't need to be there, and my machine is going to attempt to cut out all those tiny pieces. So when I look at the rest of the layers, I get similar results. So let's go ahead and start again, create a new trace using the high speckles, and then I'm going to create another one, but this time I'll check stacked. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this design, and we'll see that my non-stacked, it still has some gaps in my design. So it doesn't sit flush right up to my outline. Looking at my stacked version, this creates the full shape for each layer versus individual pieces that make up that layer. So what can we do to avoid some gaps? The other alternative is to start with a coloring page outline. So I'll copy paste Trace Bitmap, but this time we'll do single scan. Now defaults often work just fine, but you'll want to play with the threshold, which is your contrast. I'll delete the original image and then click Path and Split Path. This isolates my individual parts, and I'm going to delete what I don't need. I'll duplicate it, and then I'm going to use the Fill bucket in order to fill each bounded area within my image. You'll just select the color and then use the Fill bucket to click on each portion. Now the Fill bucket also leaves these gaps. So the better option would be option 2, Path Break Apart. This isolates all the individual layers. Select the top layer, lower the opacity, and move it to the bottom. Now you can select each piece and apply the appropriate color to each one. You can select multiple pieces by holding down the Control button, and then don't forget to raise the opacity at the bottom. The Break Apart option does not leave any gaps, so this would be my version of choice. I'm going to go ahead and look at all of the 3 pieces for my conversions and just compare them, and I can see one has 20 nodes, 17 nodes, and 27 nodes, so they all were slightly different, and I guess you'll just use the results that you like. So that's how you can go from your PNG to SVG. Don't forget, like, share, follow, and subscribe.